Okay, so this is actually a long talk, but so I'm gonna blitz through it, and I put the slides up on a Bitly link so you can follow along. You'll see why it's a long talk. Anyway, hi, I'm Ryan. Some context about me is that before being a professional tech writer, I worked a lot in tabletop role-playing games as a writer and editor. And I still occasionally do some stuff, although I've kind of mostly left that world behind as much as I can because that doesn't give me health insurance. So, so the five things, I'm just going to jump right now. The first one is that when you're writing for role-playing games, writing for tabletop games, whatever, you have to write instructions that sell your product. Like it is your product and it has to sell your product, because instructions don't work either in explaining things or inspiring people to use them. No one buys them. No one buys any supplements from them. No one promotes your game as being amazing. And in the world of technical writing, I then look at how every article or help page is an entry point into marketing in that regard, and how you can empower others with that material to be marketing advocates for you. And when I have a chance to actually flesh out these slides more, put some examples in. So, but right now they're TBD. The second is the power of layout. And this is a very visual thing that I have nothing to show right now for it. But if you've seen role-playing game books, you've seen how a lot of their layouts thread different visual associations so that some information that exists is box quotes or elements there that relate to it in order to facilitate different ways of learning and reinforcing. And in technical writing, if you have a CMS that works for it, having things like inset boxes or floating text or pull quotes can be great for that, or even just little things like iconography even can work for that. So with all these topics, I'm happy to talk way more about this. I'm as Rose said, it calls me Macklin because I'm Macklin on Slack, and you'll see at the end of this. Next is related to the second point, is intermixing this thing I've been calling context channels for about the last decade, which is that different ways of describing a concept, whether it's instructions or how to execute the concepts. Examples are showing the concept being executed by essentially like fictitious actors. Commentary is when you have copy that then talks about the copy that's been shown. Different forms of context channels, when sort of mixed together, give people the ability to who differently create cognitive glue to retain this information. And in technical writing, you can use these same sort of concepts. You'll see this a lot in some really interesting layouts. And I have got some great examples for it that do not yet exist in the slide deck, but will. Next is avoiding bombarding with help. It's easy to overwrite in games because these are really obtuse. The way that I frame this set is that you're dealing with, you're creating a distributed, on a distributed hardware platform, which is a bunch of brains working together. You're creating a really complicated application written in the worst language for writing applications, which is any human language. It's very easy to say like, oh, but also think about this, and also think about this, and also think about this. And that just really increases the cognitive load. So in technical writing, I sort of take that same thing, assume that people are smart and get them and let them kind of get going. And then last here is that information architecture for a semi-linear thing. We write in books for various economic reasons. Books are terrible for this format, so we account for that. I'm going to blitz on past this because I do really want to go down to the other way, and I've got about 30 seconds left, which is that tech writing has really taught me different ways to think about accessibility, like really strong industry concepts about accessibility. And I've been looking to take those into different facets of game design that I'm still doing at times to help that curb cut effect happen, where everybody benefits from it. And then last is it's stronger thinking and user research, how to use UX research methodologies when you're in a budgets that are paper thin, your timelines are really thin. So anyway, that's there. And thank you. This is me.